really looked at them much yet. We're about to do that in about an hour now. But I think they're a team that if we play the way we know we can play, then I think we'll be all right.
How important is it to beat Penn State? We know how the football thing is, but Sheldon said the other night he didn't want to let the school down twice. I guess he meant by losing to Duquesne.
Yeah, that's what he meant. For sure, it means a lot, especially just because we beat them in football already. To beat them in basketball would just make it that much sweeter. And like Sheldon said, losing to Duquesne obviously is not something that we wanted to do, and so we can't go and lose to another rival in Penn State. So that we really have to take care of business now.
What's the value of playing a neutral site game, I guess, at this point, and how weird is it to play a team that's 2.5 hours up the road all the way in New Jersey?
I don't really think it's that weird to play a team that's that close in New Jersey, but I think it's good to play neutral site games just to get, a feel for different places. We're going to have to go into some hostile environments this year, and just to experience as many different environments as we can is definitely going to be valuable experience.
Does that have value for tournament experience eventually?
Yeah, and I'm not sure. I think the place we play in is just one of the bigger arenas in the area, and we'll be playing in more of those come the tournaments and all that stuff, so it's always good to play in places like that.
For you all both offensively and defensively, where's the comfort level and the familiarity with what Coach Stallings wants now compared to where it was, even like a month and a half ago?
Yeah, we're getting the hang of it. We're starting to pick up our offensive, just basic movements, basic like motion offense type, just techniques and everything. It's something that we are definitely focusing on in practice. We're learning. Defense is coming along. Every day, every game, it feels like there's something that we're tuning up just a little bit more, and I think we're really improving on that, and I think it'll continue to show in games.
In terms of practices and game day, how much of an adjustment was it for you guys to move from Dixon to Stallings? How different is he from the previous coach?
There's some things that we do that are pretty different, like just the structure of a game day is just a little bit different, and it's definitely a whole new experience. Like in the past, it was just, we had that flow that we were very used to, so it changed a little bit. So we're adjusting to this one. But in terms of just everyday practice and just our routine, I'd say we're getting in a pretty good flow now.
What about the style of basketball? How big of an adjustment is that?
It's definitely an adjustment. But at the end of the day, basketball is basketball, and I think we're all just, the more we pick up the system, the more we pick up what we're supposed to do in defense, what we're supposed to do on offense, the better we'll be. And sometimes that just takes a little bit of time, But I'm really excited. I think we're headed in the right direction, and I think the things that we're working on in practice, the things that we're working on in games will really start to show up.
Does he emphasize things that maybe weren't emphasized before, and vice versa, or things that aren't emphasized as much?
Yes.
Could you
Yes.
say what they are?
It's hard to pinpoint a couple. It's just the way we go about focusing on them might be different. Like, for example, the way we play gap defense is not too different than what we were doing under Dixon, the way we're supposed to be in the gaps, but just the way it's taught is a little bit different. Our rotations can be a little bit different at times. The way we guard ball screens is different. Offensively, our offense just in general is different in terms of, with Coach Dixon, we had a lot of just different plays to run out of different sets, out of different formations. And with Coach Stallings, we seem to work out of the two-guard front a lot, and we emphasize just a freelance motion offense a lot. So it's a little bit different.
Defensively, Cam, are you guys, how much more are you guys, practicing zone, than you were a couple weeks back?
Not that much more. We've been practicing it. We were practicing it a couple weeks back pretty consistently, so it's not like anything's really changed. It's just we used it a little bit more recently. But I think our man-to-man defense is also progressing, and we still put a whole lot of effort into that. And just understanding the way we switch things, the way we guard different looks that we'll see, we're just, learning every day.
Are you playing more zone than you played a year ago?
I don't think so, actually, because I remember in the very beginning of the season we would go to a 2-3. Not like we wouldn't be hesitant to go to 2-3. I remember against Purdue, I think we played the whole game last year in the 2-3 zone, and I'm pretty sure there are other games where we went to a zone, even if it was just for a couple possessions, but it was pretty often.
It was about the same.
Yeah, it's just we played more of a 3-2, and we played Miami a 3-2 last year, I think the whole game. So this year we focus more on that 3-2 defense in the zone. We don't really do any 2-3, but in terms of the 3-2, we do run the 3-2 more now this year than we did last year.
You mentioned a couple times just what you guys are doing, that you guys are doing stuff differently off the screens. How much of what are you doing differently? And I guess how much
On
of it
defense?
is that? Yeah, on defense.
We switch ball screens and off-ball screens. So that's an adjustment just so we're working on just upping everybody's awareness of who's guarding who at what time. So like if there's a ball screen between Justice and Mike and Justice goes to the 5, then we're learning to, kind of help Justice out in the post, get to the double team quicker, or just dissuade the other team from throwing the ball into the post. So just those things. And if we have a big guarding a point guard, we'll know to be in the gaps a little bit more if we're guarding a non-shooter, So it's just realizing where we are as a defensive unit against where they have their offensive players.
What were you doing on screens before, I guess?
Last year?
What's the difference? Are you switching a lot more than you did?
Oh, yeah, we switched a whole lot more than we did last year. Last year, we hedged ball screens almost exclusively, besides between guards and between bigs. So, like, if Justice was in a ball screen with Mike under last year's system, Mike would hedge, Justice would get back to his man. This year, it would be a switch. And then on an off-ball screen, even now, we'll switch it, and last year we wouldn't. And so I think we have our advantages of what we do now because we like to have a lot of length out on the court. And, it's different, obviously, so just the more game experience we get with it, I feel like the better we'll continue to get.
You've settled into kind of a natural role here, Kansas team's third scorer, someone who on a game-by-game basis, you're a pretty reliable person for 10 or more points. Coming off, what was a good freshman season, did you envision this as sort of a possibility? This kind of season you're having so far?
Yeah, I felt a lot of progress in myself towards the second half of last year, and anytime somebody just gets more experience, they just gain more confidence naturally. So I feel like going into this year, I really look back on last year and how I kind of picked up a little bit of momentum towards the end, but just a year older. We have positions that need to be filled. We have spots that need to be, we need to have production from. And just having the guys that are on the court around me, just, Mike, Jamel, they take up a lot of defensive attention. So, just the more we figure out how to free them up, which in turn frees everybody else up, I think it'll continue to show that everybody can score.
Cam, how, personality-wise, how is Stallings different from Dixon as far as how he interacts with the team in the locker room and in practice and things like that?
There's a lot more interaction with the team. He's very positive. You can't pick a practice where he said more negative things than positive things. He likes to. He's good at motivating us, getting us ready to play, and he's a great guy just to interact with. I mean, if you have anything wrong, you can just call him and feel comfortable talking to him. You can just go up and feel comfortable talking to him, and that's something that I really appreciate, and I'm sure most of my teammates really appreciate.
It's a little different than it was a year ago?
Yeah, a little different.